Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon. Today is the 1st of December 2024. Let's go ahead and go over this past week's neutral strategy. As you guys can see, not a whole lot of movement. Right off the bat, we did very well with our overall thought last week on range. I said that I would be surprised if we got over 605, and I also mentioned if you wanted to sell iron condors, to do so in this area. This area worked really, really well. You guys can see that the bottom of the neutral, if we zoom in here, was the trendy edge. Prices did come into the trendy edge. We found buyers there. For me this week, the only trade that I took, and I've done this consistently since identifying and showing you these charts since we started 4 weeks ago. Every trade that I've taken off of this has been positive. This week I did it a little bit different, and I sold naked puts on the SPY. My note to self was I think I took off close to $100 a contract, but it could have just been left alone. To be honest with you, my first intention was just to leave it alone, but it got a little dicey. I want to say right around, so we hit the target. I remember I showed you guys what I was doing. We hit the target and I went ahead and took profits. And then I think here would have probably scared me just a tad, even though it was just down about $2. But again, when you're selling naked puts, like weird things can happen, right? So I think I was just wanting to take the money very quickly. Overall, it worked though. And you could see that we closed just under here of 605. Over here on the QQQ, things were a little bit different. We gapped above the neutral, and then we hit T1 and very close to T2. I think it was the same way if we go back and listen to last week's. I didn't expect a whole lot between these levels. You can see that price did break down and give you the short signal here. So if you didn't wait for it to close, then you found yourself upside down on the trade. And then if you tried the short from here, you hit T1 and T2. Overall, though, not much happened this past week. And because of that, what I'm going to do is, and you all know this if you've been following me for quite some time, on the neutral strategy is I'm not going to change the targets or the neutral strategy this week. So what I want you to do is just say this. It's very simple. If price comes into here on these, I expect buyers to show up. If we close below this week, then look to go short. If you want to be aggressive, go short as soon as it breaks. However, the levels that we are already above become your support until proven otherwise, and the levels to the upside become your resistance until proven otherwise. So basically, you could look at this as a neutral if you want, okay, between here. And then if you want to break down under 509, you go short into 508. If we broke down below this level, you go short into 598, okay? If we break above, we go long to the upside. However, I rather, if we were to gap down, look to go long at 600.99, see if buyers show up, and see if we get that 605 and potentially 611. And the same thing, if we were to gap down somewhere between 509.64 and 508.21, I'm looking to go long, and then looking for, especially if it were to come down to here, I'd go long into 509.64, and then I would try to trim into 511.94, and then possibly we see 514. Again, we've kind of come down here and proven our point. This was the area I would expect buyers to come in last week. It worked. We did hit this little bit of supply here. So if I were to just kind of throw a zone on this, it looks like that. And you guys would know this if you're looking at the broad market analysis. So I'm not going to do anything. Just look at it this way. If this, then that. If price stays above 509.64, looking for 511.94. If price stays above 600.99, looking for 605.5. If price comes down to 600.99, looking to buy the dip. If we gap up to 605.5, look to short this with a stop above. If price on the QQQ gaps down to 508.21, look to go long. If price gaps up to 511.94, look to go short with stops above the previous high. Okay. Now, overall, it is important also to take a look at the trend. And as far as trendy methodology is concerned, everything is bullish. So I'm a little bit more biased to just buying the dip and not really getting aggressive to the downside or going short. Overall, this has worked very, very well. If you have any more questions, please reach out to me. Have an amazing day, and we'll see you soon.